All right, the next set of questions are about our living situation and sort of our setup in our house and if the two kids are going to share a room and all that kind of stuff. So our plan right now, when the new baby is here, is that we will have the baby in a cradle that was like an heirloom in Mike's family. It's something he was in as a baby, Alice was in it as a baby. So the baby will be in that, right next to our bed in our room for like the first 3 months or so. Alice started rolling around 3 months and, just became more unstable and unsafe, I felt. So at that point, we have a couple of options. We can try to squeeze the crib into our room, again, just like next to our bed. And if that doesn't work, we do have a pack and play if that helps things, although that doesn't really thrill me. Alice and the new baby will definitely share a room when we're in this house. We only have 2 bedrooms, so there's really nowhere else to go. I'd like to have the baby, close to us in our room just for convenience and late night feedings and that kind of stuff for probably the first 6 months, but I guess we'll just see how it goes. So if you consider, that closeness being co-sleeping, I guess that's what we did. That's what we did with Alice too. We did bed share a little bit. Normally the baby would start out, in the cradle or in the crib, and then later in the night, after feeding, would end up in the bed with us. Honestly, Alice never slept really, really well that way, and I can tell you I slept horribly that way. I never slept deeply. So we'll see what works this time around, if that's more comfortable for me. If I'm able to sleep well, if this baby likes it, we'll just see. But definitely longer term, the baby will be sharing the same space that Alice has now. She has moved to a toddler bed. I think that happened around 22 months. I had been thinking of putting her in just on a mattress on the floor, like sort of Montessori style, but we ended up finding a toddler bed with its own mattress and little frame and stuff for a really good price at a consignment shop, and it just kind of like came into our lives at the right time. And Alice was really, really excited about it when we brought it home. So she was ready to make that transition. She's done pretty well with it. We have the crib disassembled right now, but we would be squeezing the crib, into her bedroom. Really, there's not a whole lot to set up. Somebody asked about organizing the space. We're not planning any sort of like remodel for the room. I'm just going to be looking to make room in the dresser that has Alice's clothes and make room for the new baby's cloth diapers and some of their clothes. We'll have like some sort of station set up in our room probably for just when Alice is sleeping and we need to do diaper changes and that kind of stuff. Alice is almost out of diapers, so that helps. We'll be able to have like our main sort of changing table area just set up for the newborn. What else? Okay, and sort of related to that is people asked about sort of longer term, what are our plans for having a bigger house or having more space? And I will do more of a video about this as sort of things come together. But right now we are thinking, we're planning to be moving out of town, out of where we live now, in about a year's time. So early next summer, we are looking to move. We don't know where we're going to be moving. That's sort of the big challenge, but we just feel like it's time to move on from where we are. So hopefully the place that we move into will be a little bit, better set up for 2 kids, and we'll see. I shared a room with my sister growing up, so I think that it's perfectly fine. And I think it's even fine for like, a brother and a sister to share if that's what we have. So we'll just have to see. When we get closer to, baby arrival time, I may do just a little tour of sort of the setup that we have in different areas of the house for the new baby and sort of accommodating them into our current flow. So I think those are all of the moving and sleeping and living situation type questions.